Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here at Signature Esports, and a pleasure it is to have you live and in charge. The little Wednesday night action here live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Countdown to green here for the Sim 500 series. It is the WBD Diecast Fall Truck Series again for the Sim 500 Esports Racing League. If you haven't done so, make sure you reach up, hit that like button, goes a long way to sports stream, and make sure that you share it out there. Let all these fine folks know that you're out here watching and cheering on some of the best of the business as this truck series gets hooked up and is going to be absolutely insane. There are a ton of drivers in this race tonight. It's going to be an absolute blast to see as they get this one ready to be cooked. It is going to be Week 1, Daytona International Speedway, as the Sim 500 series gets ready to rock and roll. I tell you what, this one is shaking up to be an absolute blast. Thanking all the new followers, all the new subscribers, all the new folks out there as well. Keep the chats lively, keep the chats clean. Make sure that you guys are out there cheering on your drivers and rooting them on the best way you know how. But remember, I just call the races. The drivers are in control of what they're doing. I have no control over that, but I do believe if we're going to see a wreck, it's possibly going to be a big one, and it is Daytona, so it's going to be all about the big one and when it's going to happen. So this one, few and far between. Been looking forward to the season. Been talking to the Sim 500 crew about coming on board with this one and figuring out the right time and the right place to do it. Well, we're here. And I'm thrilled to be here. Here is what we're going to be looking at here today as they finish up qualifying here at Daytona International Speedway. It is 80 laps with no fast repair. They have 3 sets of tires total, 2 attempts at a green-white checker. Track temperature right now at the 2.48 mile big super speedway here at Daytona is going to be 114 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm telling you, that's insane. 78 degrees on the air temperature, 45% humidity, partly cloudy skies, a 2-mile-an-hour wind. Keep everything rolling for these drivers. Again, one of the best things about Daytona is seeing the teammates and how they're going to be working together. That's going to be what's insane. A lot of different teams, a lot of different drivers, a lot of different possibilities, 2 and 3 wide racing. A fantastic opportunity for everybody to be able to get out there and showcase speed, talent, and of course the chance to get the week 1 win. NC811.org if you want to get out there and check it out if you're in North Carolina. But I encourage you, if you're all across the United States, dial 811 before you dig. Again, NC811.org, a part of the Sim 500 series. Thank you to WBD Diecast. It's Wesley Donaldson. He takes the absolute best opportunity for you to have a diecast in your own personal paint scheme. So if you haven't reached out to WBD Diecast, then you need to reach out to Wesley Donaldson. Make sure you check links in the description. If it is not updated, it will be updated. We always try to make sure we keep all the links updated appropriately. But you can also search all of the social medias, and you can go to sim500.com to be able to check out all of the links for everybody affiliated with the Sim 500 series. The only way to be a part of the Sim 500 series is, of course, to go to sim500.com and make sure that you get out there and you choose to be a part of it. The field is massive. I'm scrolling through this thing, and I'm seeing like 50 drivers registered for the race. So we're going to see how long the old PC is going to last with that. If one big one happens, we might my computer might go, hey, here you go. This is what it is. Jebs, thank you very much for the follow out there. Axie Evo TV, giving us a follow as well. Thank you to John Fowler for the like. Thank you to Dirty Monkey Motorsports for not only liking, sharing, following, becoming a subscriber on our YouTube channel. Everybody is out there having a great time. Now they're going to have a 5-minute warm up here where they're going to go over some rules and regulations in there. But when they're ready to go, we're going to be ready to go, and it's going to be an absolute blast. So Wesley giving us a like, Joey Gatna giving us a share out there for the Sim 500 crew. Wesley also sharing the stream. Tyler Dalton sharing the stream. Thinking of Tyler Dalton as well. Tyler Dalton running a fantastic paint scheme we'll talk about here in a little bit. as well. Alex, thank you for the like out there as well. Mr. Vance Goik, the GOAT Racing legend himself, GoatRacingDiecast.com. You got to check that guy out. He is a legend in the making. I'm telling you, the man is just, he's got it. Here's the deal. You go to GoatRacingDiecast.com. You pick up, not only does he have merch, but he also has diecast. So you go check him out there. Once you go there, you go to WBD Diecast. And if you want to take one of those, say you want a truck painted, you want to make sure that you take that truck, you send it off to Wesley, and Wesley will put your paint scheme. I forget what the term is called, but I'm sure they can tell you what the term is called when it comes to basically it's like a scrap truck, one that's not really worth anything that you can send off to Wesley, and he can put your paint scheme on, which would be really cool for you guys to get out there and do so. Warm-up is getting out of the way. They're going to be talking about some things. Thank you for the share, Charles. I appreciate that as well. Chats are lively. Thank you to everybody. They run no fast repairs. Absolutely. It's a one and done. That's exactly what it is. And, I mean, they got the talent behind it. That's how many leagues out there do you know that run 50-plus trucks out there? Nick, thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. How many drivers do you know out there? Or how many leagues out there do you know that run no fast repairs and are going to show up and put up no stages as well? That's the big key here as well. We're going to see no stages. We're going to see nothing but racing. We're going to see 100% fuel, so the fuel mileage is going to be a factor. There's a chance that they're going to see two green flag pit stops here, depending on the pace of the race. Maybe some folks might try to stretch it. We'll see how that one's going to work out. 80 laps usually says, hey, you're going to run about 30 to 35 laps, depending on where you're at in the draft. So that, to me, without a caution, means two green flag pit stops. With the caution means you can save a little bit of fuel and be able to try to make that work. So there's going to be an absolute barrage of excitement. We're going to have an absolute barrage of tracks, and I'm telling you, this racetrack is near and dear to everybody's heart. Daytona, the Cadillac of racetracks out there. It is the Super Bowl of NASCAR. It is an absolute blast to get out here and watch these drivers run and showcase just what they need to do. Fantastic. Joey, thank you for the like, sir. Appreciate you very much, my friend. And that is the reason why we do what we do. So thank you to all the drivers. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you to all the support out there showing up for all of your fantastic racers. And we encourage you folks, of course, to get out there and support your drivers, support your teams, and, of course, support the Sim 500 Esports Racing League. Again, my name is Jason. This is Signature Esports. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome in. Mr. RB Turner out there, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. So, yeah, I absolutely encourage everybody to get out there and have some fun with this one. That's what it's going to be. Again, live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. If you want to watch the race anywhere across it, we're 1080p across the board. And that's kind of where it is. So, yeah, that's where it is. We're going to be about 60 seconds away. If you haven't done so, grab some popcorn, grab something to drink. Cody Johnson, thank you for the share out there as well. And if you haven't done so as well, grab yourself a beverage and let's sit back and watch and have some fun with the Sim 500 Esports Racing League, giving us the WBD Diecast Fall Truck Series. They got a big schedule as well. We're going to run about 26 to 28 races. It's going to be absolutely a blast to see. And again, if you want to keep up on your drivers, you can go to sim500.com and you can check out which driver is going to be where. And you can also check out the schedule because the schedule is going to be just as important. I'm telling you. Thank you, folks. I appreciate all the reactions out there. We try to make it friendly. We try to continue to do what we do, continue to push what we've got. Races always start the race qualifying starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I go live about 7 to 10 minutes prior to that, so you can get yourself set up for what we're doing. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be running some great races this season. Fall Truck Series. Where are we at next week? Let's talk about next week real quick. We're going to go to Kansas next week, and then Rockingham Auto Club, Richmond for the first 5 weeks in this series. And it's going to be an absolute blast. So we appreciate everybody. Thank you, Donnie, for the like out there. Dean, thank you for the like as well. And it's time, folks. It's time. We're going to be ready to go. Thank you for the share out there. I'm sorry, thank you for the follow. Sean Anderson out there giving us a follow. I appreciate you very much. Daytona, ready to go? And I bet you folks are ready to go as well. How about we get to it? It is time for your starting grid, presented by Sim 500 eSports Racing League. Tommy Ryan's going to be your pole sitter here today as the 99 looks to outpace the field and try to stay out front. Mark Jorgensen Jr., the number 88, is going to be right there to the outside as well. Let's go to the scenic cams real quick so you folks can have a little bit easier time. We will make that a little bit darker. I had to recreate the overlay, and we'll make sure we get that starting grid a little bit darker for next time. Chad Coleman's going to be inside row number 2 with Tyler Dalton to the outside as his own 15 driver. Runs the 19. It's going to be running the 9 on his paint scheme this week, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Jeff Ryan and Joey Gatton are going to be up there in row number 3. J.P. Phillips and Perrin Huggins is going to be there row number 4. Keith Haney and Doy Woods are going to make it row number 5. Priory and Chaffin are going to be out there in row number 6. And if I mispronounce somebody's name, I will get it right by next week. I promise you. O'Rourke is going to have Justin Fuller there to his outside row number 7. Macklin and Kelly are going to be there in row number 8. Bobby Wetzel, Sean Macklin are going to make it row number 9. Jose Gonzalez is going to have Joe Hudson there in row number 10. Seth Foudy is going to have Karlavich there. Jason Karlavich out there in row number 11. Montesi Rivera are going to be there row number 12. Row 13 is going to be Barry Stevens with Charles Van Squik, the GOAT Racing legend, there to his outside. Stoney Benfield, Wesley Donaldson will make it row number 14. Ron Holyfield, Brent Scott, row 15. Sigmund Fowler, row 16. Row 17 is going to be Marska and Kennedy. Sanchez and Gary Wright are going to make row number 18. Row 19 will be Hayden Barnes and Brandon Griffiths. Hesslink and Roger Strickland making up row 20. Row 21 will be Dakota Long and Cody Johnson. Sean Anderson, Scott Simley are going to make up row number 17. Row 18 will be Eric Arnold and Tyler Hunter. And row 19 will be Brian Wortman, Mark Schrader. Final row, I do believe that is That's 48 drivers. Tommy Ryan ready to lead the field to green as everybody gets hooked up here. We do have a couple of driver cams. Want to thank, of course, your favorite drivers getting out there having some fun and knocking it out. Justin Fuller right there on your screen. And then, of course, we have Wesley Donaldson, the WBD Diecast driver, giving you a little bit of action out there as well. So thank you to the driver cams for these drivers. Again, thank you to Beef Jerky Unlimited for being the signature eSports sponsor of the driver cams here for the Sim 500 series. Daytona, ready to go? How about it? Opportunity knocking. Any drivers, 48 in the field. It's a big field. Pace car takes the sharp left turn down pit road. And we are ready to go. Green flag racing for 80 laps. Double file racing early on board. Brian Macklin running about 15th here on the inside lane, about halfway through the field, just about. Jose Gonzalez back here as well. You take a look. The steady arms, the steady race line, a lot of protection happening here. As every one of these drivers try to bid themselves for a little bit of race line. Keeping it cool, calm, and collected is probably one of the things that you're going to see early on. But then again, you never know. There's a lot of talent behind the field here, so we'll see just who's going to be able to push and who's going to be able to hold on to it. Tommy Ryan leading the first lap as Jorgensen's there to the outside 38 of Chad Coleman in tow here as the Sim 500 series gives you week number 1. Outside lane prevailing over Jorgensen. He's going to lead that lap. as the fastest lap of the race in the draft so far is going to be a 46.89. As John Fowler currently, 46.98 currently making that one happen. We'll go all the way to the back of the field. Tyler Hunter and this group right here just ran a 46.69 as they cross the line. And right now, just a little bit of separation between these drivers and what's going on ahead of them. We'll go on board here. There's Tyler Hunter in the 48. See a little bit of 2 and 3 wide. Some drivers trying to make sure that they do not lose the lead pack here. There's a whole big wind tunnel driving through this racetrack, and everybody trying to make something happen. Hesselink right here in the 54, right where he started. Right behind him, Scott Simley, stuck 3 wide. Roger Strickland to the outside. Simley needs to drop down. He's going to do so. He's going to ride right behind the 04. Good look at the lineup side. 04 rolling right now. Dakota Long, fastest lap of the race, 46.56 so far. Lap 4 underway of 80 as Jorgensen leads the outside lane. Inside lane, big push coming from Chad Coleman. It's a 99.38.3 on the inside. Jeff Ryan working very hard to keep that 38 close. The 14 doing a great job. Gatna right there in the mix. There's the 1 of Perrin Huggins right behind. 57.23 on the iRating for that driver. And we're looking straight back. There's a few drivers here trying to put on some effort and try to do what they got. Tyler Dalton, again, running the 9 paint scheme. That is in loving memory of his father. Right now the 9 looking to go to the outside. 3 wide here is the 9.51. 3 wide early at Daytona. Drivers coming around into the back straightaway. Momentum everywhere, and I do believe somebody's going to drop. A couple of drivers going to drop off and maybe take the tail into the field. There's the 26 of Gonzalez. And Tyler Dalton going to the front, leads with a 5-1. Justin Fuller on board, making that one happen. Fuller all the way to the bottom side. Justin Fuller's going to pull the draft. Caution comes out for the first time. Scott Simley, Brian Wertman, Doug Sigmund, all involved. As Justin Fuller's going to be your race leader. Tyler Dalton's lost his father here just recently. As we'll go back, we'll talk about that paint scheme. We'll take a look at what happened here in just a moment here at Daytona. My thoughts and prayers to Tyler and what he is running out there. He normally runs the 19. His dad's favorite number is the 9, and so he's wearing that he's wearing that badge on his heart. And we can't thank him enough for doing so because, well, let's face it, we don't know what we would do. You never know what you're going to do until there's a loss, and that was absolutely very recent as well, just a few weeks ago. So Hal Dalton, rest in peace, my friend, July 26, 2024. And to Tyler and the family out there of to the Daltons, my heart and prayers go out to you, and my condolences on your loss. Tyler, absolute fantastic individual. We've seen some good things from that driver, and we absolutely appreciate it. Let's go. We're going to take a look at what happened. That was on board Doug Sigmund. He went off the track. Let's go to the far chase view and see what happened to the middle lane there. They went 3 wide, and some drivers checked out. And hopefully he's going to be able to get that fixed. We track that far chase camera. I do apologize about this, folks. Here we go. Oh, man. So this happened ahead of this. Let's see. So Charles up here, Van Scoik, is right about here. Something happened here. Let's follow Charles and see what happened here. Good bump. Went to go to the outside. Oh, a little free in the 35, a little free. 23 gets a little bit of damage right here. Able to hold on to it. So a great save by Charles. But if we back up to the 35 here, this Gary Wright right there. Sneaks up to the outside wall. Some right side damage for him. Oh. And then some drivers checking up. And then right there, the 90, believe that was the, you back up and catch a number here real quick. That would look like the 83, would have been 83. Mark Schrader right here. Went to avoid right there. And this comes down as everybody's backing up there. Then the 12 goes around. 83. 74, Brian Wertman back here. Got some damage out of that. Let's take a look. Just trying to break. Break. Oh, no, he just stops. Stops very, very quickly. able to make that happen. So a lot of drivers coming to pit road. One of the things that you don't want to try to do is stop on the Daytona banks there in 3 and 4. Very heavy. First caution comes out as we still have 42 drivers making the way off pit road. Vance Quake looks to be fine. 16 seconds of repairs. We'll see how that's going to work for him. Cody Johnson there as well. Simley's on pit road. We'll take a look at what's going on with that driver. The 12 with a little bit of nose damage. There is going to be a chance for a lot of the drivers to get some of this long pace laps here. So a big chance for some drivers to get some things taken care of. 12 on pit road. It looks like Gary Wright, Brian Wertman coming off pit road as well. Wertman there in the 74 looks okay. Simley looks like he got the worst of it. Minute 15 of damage repaired for that driver. So a lot of damage being taken care of. A lot of drivers going to come off pit road. It's a big wind tunnel, so I doubt they're going to be that much under power to be able to make that happen. So, these things do happen. Justin Fuller, your race leader on the outside. Tyler Dalton's going to be on the inside. I believe Fuller given a good look. We'll see. Dalton there on the inside. 41 of O'Rourke is going to be up 10, 11 spots. See the 9 down there, or the 19 on the paint scheme. Tommy Ryan is going to be the 99, Northern Tool Equipment. Chevy Silverado right behind the Mavis Tire 18 of Sean Macklin. Chad Coleman in a 38 has been doing phenomenally to keep everybody up in arms and making that happen. Good race line so far. We'll see who's going to be able to do what, as a lot of drivers decide to come into pit road, maybe getting a little extra fuel. That's a good opportunity if you are any one of these drivers. Get yourself out there, get yourself some fuel, because if they're close on fuel, considering that we're 7 laps into this, if they can run 70 laps, or if they can run with just getting one more pit stop, that right there it can be a huge benefit. But we're going to a couple of pace laps here. This is going to be where drivers are going to shut the engines off. They're going to run in 4th gear to make sure they're saving fuel as much as possible, making sure that they keep as much on the realm of making sure that they have enough fuel to make it toward the end. So Tyler Dalton on the inside. Justin Fuller's going to be on the outside. And we might just go on board Buddy in the back. We're going, hey, we got a driver cam for Wesley Donaldson, so we'll go on board this driver. Those drivers who did come to pit road, they are going to be making sure that they have to take the time. That's what it is. Long single file race right here. Let's go on board. Little cockpit view of what's happening. Long way back here. He's sitting at 36th. Green flag. Oh, big checkup. Big checkup. Outside lane running. He is through the gears. Justin Fuller, your race leader. As Fuller pushes here. 51-41 up on the high side. 38 of Chad Coleman drops low, pulls the 9 with him. Fuller in the 5-1, ready to go with O'Rourke. And right now the 60 in tow. Has a big head of steam for the bottom side. Little side draft happening as they continue to push. Daytona getting busy. Outside lane trying to get organized here as the drivers go to work. There's a lot to be said for some 2x2 racing. A little wiggle from the bump coming from behind him, but Tyler Dalton making that inside line look great. And so is the 99 behind. Tommy Ryan with a big shove. Little breathing room for the drivers. They come around 3 and 4. Here is the turn 4 exit, that downhill approach. Carries a ton of momentum, a ton of speed. How about we go on the dashboard? 191 miles an hour on Tyler Dalton on the outside lane. 192. We'll see back straightaway speed, no doubt, get within that that wonderful 196 zone. That's normally what we see out of these trucks. 3 wide back here, about to settle back to 2x2. Mark Jorgensen back here, but a 193, already 194, 195. 46.33, fastest lap for that driver so far, is the fastest lap of the race as they continue to shove around this racetrack. An absolute blast for the Sim 500 crew. Everybody's on the lead lap so far. Brian Wertman tailing the field. He is traveling with the 23. That is Charles Van Scoik, the 04. There's Jose Gonzalez, and then Kyle Chafin out there as well. So all those drivers running right behind the lead pack. Just ahead of them, about 2.9 seconds, is going to be Stoney Benfield, who's lost the draft a little bit, 0.6 of a second off the pace. There's the 14th. The 14 of Joey Gatna up there, 186 under the corner. We'll have to get these, keep an eye on these drivers. And right now you see that tail pack right there, just trying to keep it clean. Van Scoik crew working well, 47.66 the last lap. Leaders running about a second faster the last time by, as everybody continuing to push. So that second pack right there trying to play catch up to Tyler Dalton and this big giant wind tunnel. (13 of 80 inside lane prevailing right now. Tyler Dalton, Chad Coleman, Justin Fuller on the outside, 41 pulling, and there's the 60 of Jason Karlavij. A good line so far. 3 wide there with a 1. Perry Huggins as the 7, right behind him. Dakota Long on board, little nose cam for you. Gets close, says let's go. And that's what 3 wide looks from the rear deck lid of one of these trucks, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. Macklin just ahead now as we see 3 wide trying to prevail. Tommy Ryan looks to step out of line there. And now we're going to go 3x3 at Daytona. Inside lane not being able to prevail. As right now, the 60 looking to go outside, pulls the 18 with him. Sean Macklin able to make that work. And now Perry Huggins looking to make that very outside lane work as well. The little side trap, pulling the 5-1 to the 41 with him. Middle lane working just as fine as we see 48 of the best drivers get out there and put it to him. Charles Van Scoik tailed to the field. We're seeing the big push coming from a little bit of fuel saving. I believe it could be part of it. Doug Sigmund as Jose Gonzalez right there with him. So Charles just riding back here with Brian Wertman in the 74, but they've got a little bit of catching up to do. As right now, 3 wide for the lead once again. Tyler Dalton on the bottom side sees the 60. Those 3 Toyotas making up the second row here. Chevy leading them around. There's a Chevy on the outside. Lots to be said for the number 7. Big shove for Dakota Long. Dakota Long trying to put Perry Huggins up front, and leaves the 5-1 of Justin Fuller to himself as the 1 and the 7 trying to control this race from the middle lane. So Justin Fuller gets left high and dry. Could have went with him and been that third lane pusher, but right now I think patience starting to not necessarily wear out, but definitely showcasing where that extra could be. Stoney Benfield, the 75, last driver in this main pack, as we see a four truck separation. Seth Foudy in the 11, pulling that Toyota and that little 3-pack together, still within that draft zone, so these drivers can keep themselves within a mix. But here's what it looks like ahead of them. See some big single file line on the inside, but drivers are starting to make big moves and make some ground. Cody Johnson, your fastest lap of the race so far, 46.25. Cody Johnson of the 08 right there. RaceEPI.com Again, folks, if you see any streamer Twitch names or anything like that out there, I encourage you to go follow them. Go see how they're doing. Maybe they're live streaming right now. You can put us up side by side. That would be absolutely fantastic for them. The reason why we carry driver cams so you guys can see what the drivers are doing. But at the end of the day, it's still an absolute blast. So, what's up? What's up, Bogart? There's Nate. How you doing, brother? Good to see you out there. Much love to you, my friend. That is my BFF. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I didn't even see that in the chat. Mr. Nathan Bogart out there. About to be left. Perry Huggins, 18. Stuck in the sucker hole. Now the 7 up to pull. And the 7 and the 1 working. Dakota Long trying to take that third spot away. 41 drops in. O'Rourke able to carry the speed on the bottom side. He's not going to be able to make the pass on Macklin. Macklin has a big push coming from Justin Fuller. 5-1 able to take that second lane and help out. So Sean Macklin, Justin Fuller, rolling 1-2. 17 spots gained for Justin Macklin. Biggest mover of the race right now, Dakota Long. Dakota Long up 35 spots, running in 6th. Started dead last. Right now, rolling heavy. Massive race lines right now. Big speed out of all of these drivers. We are just continuing to dress and impress with this league. And so far, so good. Only one caution through the first 19 laps. Lap 20 underway. As they go, we're going to go sounds of iRacing for you. Crank it up if you got a sound system. These things sound pretty darn close to the real thing. I call that camera my 200-mile-an-hour drone. That's exactly what it is. 3 wide for the lead. Dakota Long trying to lead the outside lane. There is Huggins there on the outside with the 19 of Tyler Dalton rolling. So right now the middle lane prevailing. Good pushes from the outside, able to hold the side draft. They're 3x3 here. Trying to make more happen. 23 of 80 being completed. 5-1, 4-1. Drags the bottom, trying to pull some line. 51 slides up in front of the 18 as the 41 tries to take advantage of that. Right now, O'Rourke sees Toyotas go one. There are 7 Toyotas inside the top 10 right now. Take that back. 6 Toyotas. Chad Coleman, last of those drivers, but Coleman there on the bottom side. A Chevy of Dakota Long leads the second lane, pulled the 5-1 with him. Mark Jorgensen Jr. of the 88 does have a Chevy as well, so a lot happening here for every one of these drivers. Good pace so far. Is everybody looking to go back to 2x2? Maybe calming the jets just a little bit. We'll see. And I say that, and the next thing you know, back here at Doy Woods, holding on very nicely. That number 28 up on the high side. Looked to be going 3 wide. Has the 9 of Bobby Wetzel behind. Bobby pushing a good little bit there on that high side. We're seeing if he's going to be able to carry some momentum. 21 down on the bottom side. Ron Holyfield in that NC811.org Chevy Silverado doing a great job of putting himself in position. Jeff Ryan back there as well. We like Jeff. We like the Ryan family. Good to see them all back out there running. Roger Strickland back here in the 5-2. Driving a Toyota. A lot of Toyotas in the field. Several Chevys. I mean, there's a good mix of drivers, but I would say about half the field Toyotas and half the field Chevrolets with a few Fords sprinkled in there for coating, like salt and pepper. First Ford in the field is going to be Keith Haney. I'm sorry, take that back. We're scrolling up just a little bit. Brandon Griffiths and Nelson Rivera and the 22. They're both side by side. The Crescent Donut Ford and the LaRue Ford up there. The 22 rolling well. Outside lane sucker hole happening here for the Tide truck up there. Seeing some of the drivers maybe choosing to go to the outside lane. I believe that is Mark Jorgensen of the 88. He was looking to peak on the outside and just didn't have the momentum just yet. But here comes the 19 of Tyler Dalton driving the 9 car for Hal, his father. Good to see everybody putting on a show and making sure that we're continuing to be able to give some of the best racing you're ever going to see out there. Good to see you all out there. If you haven't done so, reach up at the like button for me. It goes a long way to support a stream and make sure that everybody gives where they can, and that is the best free way to support all right there. So the onboard cam, that's who you're going to see. It's who we're picking out right there. This is what they call the spotter cam for the Daytona track, but you can see the momentum that each of the lines are going to be able to get. We go back here to Rick Kennedy in the 42 up on the outside lane, pulling the 28. A little bit of separation for some of the drivers. Some of the drivers are just there, 3/4, maybe half throttle, just trying to keep themselves within the margin of error when it comes to fuel. And you might see some of the drivers think about 43, maybe a little later if they can run to 45. That'll put 35 laps in the cycle. That'll be interesting to see if any one of the drivers is going to be able to make that happen. Doug Sigmund out of the race, first driver out of the race. I believe parking it earlier. So, yeah, he's going to be out. And a few of the other drivers making more happen here. There's Brian Wertman leading this 5-truck field around. I'm sorry, Brian Wertman tail end of that 5-truck field. As Vance Skoik is going to be behind Chafin here in the 66. All 5 of these drivers just trying to do what they can to play catch up. And that is a massive gap they have right now, about 20 seconds. I think Doug might have just had a DC moment, so he's leaving pit road right now. So Doug coming back off pit road. It's going to be 5-6 laps down, but he's going to be fine. He'll be able to make that happen. Right now, O'Rourke going. I tell you what, one of the biggest things about this racetrack and what we're seeing right now, it's like a champagne bottle. You feel the anticipation. You feel the momentum of the truck starting to build and build. And right now, I think everybody's just settled. Very calm right now. And one of the biggest things about Daytona and Talladega, these big super speedways that you see out here, including Atlanta now, is that at a certain point, all the jitters and go away, and you just start to relax, and you start to get into a groove. You start to find out where drivers are gonna make holes and where they're not going to. And one of the biggest things that I can tell you is that nobody's going to give any space when it comes to getting down to the wire here. There is going to be no space given. But the green flag pit stops are going to be absolutely insane. We're going to take a look at there's our good friend Barney. There's pit lane entrance, but if we take a quick look at where pit road exit is, this pit lane exit, as these drivers come around, or pit lane entrance right here, it's kind of like a funnel. You're going to see drivers go from 196 miles an hour, 190 plus miles an hour, and they're going to come down here, and they're going to funnel out. They're going to funnel out. They're going to try to get slowed down. You can see drivers near the wall. You're going to see drivers way out here, trying to get all the way down to this commitment cone right about there. And when they do, that right there is going to be the biggest take on who's going to be able to try to manage. And some of the biggest incidents happen right here at this line when it comes to speeding penalties, when it comes to contact. If you can't get down onto pit road cleanly, that is where the biggest mistakes can happen. That is where some of the biggest mistakes can happen. And right now, the driver's doing so. Got to turn down a little bit of volume there. Try to match myself with the racetrack and try to make sure that we all can be heard. The race, and of course myself. So we're all good. 41-5-1 side-by-side racing for the lead as everybody goes nice and green. And a big look at this field, doing great. Dakota Long, still your biggest mover of the race, 34 spots. Roger Strickland and, I'll take that back, Brandon Griffiths right here at first Ford in the field. Well, he is up 29 spots and doing a great job of making that happen. I think one of the biggest things that I wish that, and I want to make this placement for SDK, we do need a graphic that shows how many spots somebody has gained for this iRacing field, because that is one of the things that it does not have is a spot to tell the folks how many they've gained, which is insane. Unless I go to the battle box and I go here. Bam! There you go. But it needs to be on the tower. We need to be able to have that on the NASCAR tower. So that's one of the, if I could ever make a recommendation, that's what it's going to be. How about Justin Fuller here? He and Sean Macklin have been going back and forth a little bit here. Is now the 5-1 leads. And Justin Fuller is your race leader. Going to be up 13 spots on the inside lane. Mark Jorgensen Jr. came out of lap 6 with that first caution. We've only had one caution so far in the first 33 laps of racing. Now 34 underway. As you see, Justin's just looking forward. That is the one thing that you're seeing out of these drivers. Just keep your eyes on the prize. And that's kind of what you have to do. There's not much here that says you can do anything else. And we'll go on board Wesley Donaldson here. He's working the outside lane behind the 4 of Mike Montesi. A lot to be said, a lot of momentum. Wesley Donaldson moving up those spots. He's going to see 15 spots gained so far. Is iRacing giving you the platform for sim racing? One of the best platforms out there. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see everybody putting some energy in. Seeing a driver come to pit road here. It's going to be Nick Hesslink here in the 54. Hesslink hitting the pit stop here. Had to get down and it was going to be the first taker for tires and fuel here. Might as well take him if you got him. There's Wesley Donaldson on your screen there, folks. Again, thinking of BeefJerkyUnlimited.com for giving us all the platform. If you're seeing sponsors scroll across the screen on the bottom left, that is Signature Esports sponsors. Top right, NC811.org, Sim 500, and the WBD Diecast.com Fall Truck Series. Pit Road getting busy. And already here in contact with a wall for a few drivers. Pit road is massively busy. Jorgensen taking over the lead. And when we get things back and rolling, folks, we'll make sure to keep our some of the other stuff situated for the side-by-side stuff. That is coming back to iRacing or not coming back to iRacing, coming back to our channel very soon. So we'll see what drivers going to do. Drivers came out on 35, and those are going to be the drivers, most of the drivers that you saw that did not come to pit road earlier, but a lot of teammates are going to be working together here as well. Another set of drivers peeling off, and a big group still staying out. Kennedy jumping to pit road. Kennedy must have been one of the drivers that had an issue. Rick Kennedy went ahead and jumped to his pits, and I think that was when he was trying to come to pit road. Here's what happened. Oh, he's got some left side damage. Makes me wonder if maybe that was an issue. He is under power there, so he peeled off and jumped to pit road. A lot of drivers there, so he's good to go. We got Dakota Long on pit road. Some of the drivers who just pitted now exiting pit road. Jorgensen is going to be your race leader. And this field trying to stretch itself. So this single file pack, the majority of them all the way through 26. Brandon Griffith's coming off pit road. He's going to be one of the first takers out. Nelson Rivera, Friery, Kelly all coming to pit road. So these three have been working together. Right now, what you're going to see is this little pack right here trying to play catch up as well. So this is a little 6-truck pack. Brandon Griffith's coming around. He is the last driver in that pack. Justin Fuller, first of the drivers to come through pit road. Going to have 5 or 6 trucks right there with him. 7 if you count the 2 behind him. So right now, if we go back to Tommy Ryan and Doy Woods just ahead. So there is Tommy Ryan and the 99, the 3 of Jeff Ryan behind. And right behind him is going to be the 18 of Sean Macklin. They're all playing catch-up for a lot of these drivers. Jorgensen and company now about to swallow up some of this field as the green flag pit stops have begun. And about 20 cars still on the lead lap. 22 if you include Brian Workman and company with the rest of this field. Jorgensen, your race leader. See this 4-truck pack right here. Brian Macklin right behind in that Toyota. 25 spots gained by Wesley Donaldson. Donaldson in the mix trying to push into the corner. Momentum is on everybody's side here as they continue to push. We're about to approach the halfway mark. Lap 39 being completed. Lap 40 about to begin. And a whole lot of shake and bake. And right now, what's great about what's happening here with Jorgensen, as Brian Macklin just ran the fastest lap of the race, a 46.02. This little pack right here is saving fuel right behind these drivers. But as they're saving fuel, that second pack is starting to catch back up. Tyler Hunter here in the 48, going with a 21.59 and a 33. This is just inside the top 10. Sonny Benfield back here is your 10th place driver. Man, oh man. Positions gained. Here's your, they call it the battle for 5th. Many spots are gained for the drivers ahead of them. All these drivers up double digits except for Joey Gatna. Jorgensen's your race leader. Again, started outside pole. But Joey Gatna up 1 from where he started. Had that issue earlier. Go to the back of the field a little bit. Kind of fell out. Just made sure that he didn't have an issue. He was just trying to play smart and do what he can. Simley, Foudy, Workman, Gabriel Sanchez, Joe Hudson all coming to pit road. Tommy Ryan, fastest lap of the race. This ran a 45.68. And those might get changed very soon. So, man, oh man. It's heating up right now. 10 drivers still yet to come to pit road. Cody Johnson working hard for the money. Chafin, Charles Van Scoik, Jose Gonzalez, Erica Arnold, Chuck coming to pit road right now as the GOAT Racing legend goes to work. And we'll have to get out there with some of that field and try to make sure that he is in position where he needs to, because Jorgensen's coming around with this field and is holding on to right where he's at. And I tell you what, some of the field pitting out Or, I'm sorry, coming to pit road. Is that is what it's going to look like here? Oh, 88 locks it up, gets sideways across the nose of the 30 on pit road. 33 having some issues back here as well. Montesi, heavy brakes, trying to get around. Joey Gatna, a part of that as well. So that group right there trying to play the fuel advantage, having mistakes on pit road. That can be a big, big issue. Sean Anderson, Cody Johnson, now there to lead, 45.99. Cody Johnson's fastest lap of the race. He runs second behind Sean Anderson. Doy Woods leads the second big group around. They're 3 wide and crazy right now. Kennedy on pit road as drivers working. We're seeing a lot of things change. Anderson, Johnson coming to pit road, still scored as your race leaders as Wesley Donaldson will be leaving pit road with Bobby Wetzel behind him. Brian Macklin coming off pit road as well. If they can get organized, they'll be able to be fine. Tyler Hunter already being caught by the leaders. And right now you're seeing the 91 to the 9 coming around, trying to make this happen. Cody Johnson, Sean Anderson on pit road as they get ready to see. They're going to see a lot happen here. There's a 74. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Brian Wortman will be the first driver off the lead lap. Is Van Scoik able to make it clean off pit road? Will need to have somebody help him. Montesi, Hayden Barnes, because the leaders are coming. Wesley Donaldson. See the 9 of Bobby Wetzel. Cody Johnson coming off pit road. John Macklin leads the bigger pack. 44 of 80. Wesley Donaldson with a big shove from Bobby Wetzel. And the speed is coming right now. 189 miles an hour. Sean Macklin, 195 miles an hour into the corner. Top speed for a lot of the drivers, just under 198. And there's a whole lot happening here. Wesley Donaldson, Bobby Wetzel, and Sean Macklin. Big shove coming for him. 198 for Macklin. 74 goes high. Into the corner. There's going to be momentum for the 18 to the 5-1, 4-1. 91's going to be in tow. The speed right there, having to go around, lost. Into the corner. 196, 197. Huge momentum for all the drivers. Macklin back to the lead. Caution comes out. And everybody's wrecking. Holy cow. Big one happening out of turn 3. It is a parking lot in turn 4. Man, oh man. Green flag pit stops, and all of a sudden, chaos erupts out of turn 4. That's what you call the big one. And I can't count how many drivers are involved in that yet. We will take a look in just a moment. First caution, second caution. Brought to you by NC811.org. Make sure you call before you dig, and that is also to find your bumper there in turn 4. Hesselink right here. Look like Hesselink and the 4 of Montesi came up to give Hesselink a bump here. It's into the corner. It's into the corner. Oh, both drivers. He hit the bottom of the apron, and then, oh man! And then all of a sudden, if you turn and look, here comes Sean Macklin and the company right here, and there is just no way that you could have ever predicted this. It's blip view here. It's a 77 still carrying speed here as a 5-1. So a great job by Hesselink getting off of the, that's the 54 right there on the bottom of the racetrack. He did a great job of getting off the race line. And I mean, I think part of that was helped by just being across the nose of the 4 right there. And I mean, this is a good look here. Comes across and he dips down. He comes down off of the racing surface. Everybody's braking behind them, and then all of a sudden, A lot of drivers starting to break, some drivers getting through. But right back in here, I do apologize about that. A lot of drivers being caught up in that one. Unfortunate circumstances. The caution happens in front of the race leaders and everybody trying to stay down, but everybody's carrying so much speed. We were looking at the dashboard there, 192, 198 miles an hour. I'm sure there's probably 200 miles an hour out there at some point. 40. Here's the 41 down here. And there is no fast repair, so everybody's making that one. Here's O'Rourke right here, able to scoot on by. 38 there as well. There's the 60, the 91 of Wesley Donaldson. The 77, the 1, the 2, all packed into one spot. Everybody getting cooked. Everybody else back here doing what they can. And, man, Bobby Wetzel back here. 28, 78, 22. Craziness. Crazy. That's Nelson Rivera right there. Able to go on board with Nelson here. Ooh. Ooh. A great job by Nelson Rivera there. Holy cow. That's a save of the day. Came down to the grass, made sure he was good to go. Woo. All right, back to live. See how many drivers got damage. That's what happens. You got a big field. It's going to happen there. 60 coming off pit road is Jason Karlevich out there. Perry Huggins coming off pit road. Jeff Ryan coming off pit road. Will be on pit road still. Hold on. Get a better camera here. Brian Wortman there. Mark Schrader's on pit road. Fryery's on pit road. Hesselink is on pit road as well. Man, tore up from the floor up for that driver. Aiden Barnes on pit road. He's going to be leaving here. Check out Wesley Donaldson's truck to make sure he was good to go. Simley coming off pit road as well. Van Scoik, believe, able to get back on the lead lap. Maybe a free pass here. Jose Gonzalez is your race leader as we're lights off on the pace truck. So 38 drivers still in the lead lap, it looks to be. Thank you to Lunatic Designs. He is our Countdown to Green sponsor here at Signature Esports. We appreciate it. Thank you to Beef Jerky Unlimited for giving us all the action for the driver cams here on our platform. Broadcast booth sponsor is going to be Chop Shop Racing. They sponsor all the audio and anything that goes wrong with it. That's really good. We appreciate Chop Shop for being on board. Mandarin Racing is our first subscriber, our first follower, and the first person to ever put a dime in my pocket. He is the guy that takes care of it. If I lived in North Carolina, that CNO Carpets logo, 757-536-5155. If I lived in North Carolina still, that would be the guy I'd call to have my hardwood floors and my luxury vinyl planks installed. Surge Performance is an iRacing team that we support and support Signature Esports. Make sure you find them on Facebook and get out there and join their ever-growing crew today. Gonzalez, O'Rourke, green flag. And it's about to get bumpier. Most drivers should be able to make it on fuel now. 26-18, 4-1-38. Tyler Hunter up 39 spots. Johnson up 35. Sean Anderson up 33. And that was a big one. I think it could get bigger, so I didn't throw the helicopter out there. Let's go. Back to it. Let's give him some love. Looking at the big field, 3 wide back here. Drivers try to make some things happen. Mark Jorgensen Jr. was 3 wide there, and now they're going back 3 wide. I think somebody just got shuffled out. And right now, seeing some separation. Drivers having to find a hole. Chad Coleman going to the lead. We'll take a look down to the middle back here. Getting into turn 3. An outside lane, still trying to prevail. Dakota Long back here on the bottom side. He is looking to get back out front. Now the 41 of O'Rourke did blink a moment ago, and so he got cycled out. And right now we're seeing 3 and 4 wide across the front straightaway as the 9 of Bobby Wetzel here tries to drop back into the race line. Roger Strickland up into the mix. Good to see Strickland up there putting energy in as well. Keith Haney's going to be right behind up 1 spot. Started inside the top 10 now. Trying to make more happen as they get down to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, drivers peeling off here. Or maybe got peeled off. They're going to have to reassume the race line. Driver's going to move up. We'll see what's going to happen there. 3 wide here for the lead as the 87 tries to go out front. Keith Haney up on the high side. 51 there in tow. Justin Fuller making it happen one more time. Oh, big one. One more time. Caution is going to come out here. I was waiting to see, and somebody up on the lid. A big roll down there. So much happening here. Dakota Long, like the 28 of Doy Woods, was rolling there. Was up on his lid. And man, so Doy Woods coming to pit road. And the anticipation, I talked about it being a champagne cork and getting popped there. That's exactly what we're seeing here. Everything's getting that much more. And Doy Woods gets airborne and ended up on his hood and on the deck of the truck. As drivers try to make it through there. And we're going to go back and see how that started. So we'll go far chase and try to pick this one apart real quick while we have some time. So this was right here. The 26 is your race leader there. That's Gonzalez right here. Netcode. Man. Jose Gonzalez right there. You'll see, and this is, folks, if you don't know what netcode is the invisible boundary box around these trucks. When they're going 200 miles an hour, almost 200 miles an hour, at a certain point, they're going to rub. But right there, you see a separation of the truck, and it could be, folks talk about being aero loose and having the aero go away from these trucks, which does happen. But when there's in this situation, there's an invisible box that makes contact with the inside door panel of the 26, or the outside door panel, the passenger seat there, and then now they make full contact there, and then all of a sudden, everybody's going upside down, inside out. Drivers scrape on down to avoid. Some drivers are already on the brakes, and there's the 7 of Dakota Long. He gets into the back of a driver as they're trying to slow down. The 20 comes back across the field. That's J.P. Phillips. But the story of this one is Doy Woods doing a couple of barrel rolls down the front straightaway. And this would have been a 10-minute cleanup for the NASCAR officials, and it's a good thing this is a sim race. Wow. And he's your race leader. And we still have 27 drivers on the lead lap currently waiting to see if any more drivers are going to have anything happening. Now, Dakota Long, I do want to go on board with Dakota Long here. Oh, I think he got punted. I think they were trying to slow down here. And you just kind of saw it happening here. It's free. Dakota, break. 94, nowhere to go. We'll see some black flags get cleared there. The 94 went through the field there. Oh, man, 8 of 65 tried to stop as well. It was John Fowler here. And I tell you what, almost had that one saved. Hit the inside wall just a little bit. Man. Cut along back on pit road. Somebody, the other driver's getting it worked on. I tell you what, you know who's not quitting? There's Doy Woods with no front bumper. That's right. Gabriel Sanchez coming back to pit road. We're seeing a couple of drivers make their way back in. There's Mark Schrader out there as well. Roger Strickland, tail end of the field here. Jeff Ryan is back on pit road. As we'll see just what these drivers are going to be able to do. Right now it's showing 38 drivers still in the lead lap. Brent Scott coming off the pit road will be one of those drivers as well. That is according to what I see here. So actually Brent Scott. Yeah, they're catching up. So Keith Haney is coming out of 2 as the 9 will be soaked back into the field. There's Bobby Wetzel here. Leave their down running, keep the tires clean. But it's a big wreck. It was the second one. So we'll see what's going to happen. We are going to be about 25 laps to go when we get back to green flag racing here. We're coming around complete lap 55. 87, 38 on the front row, the 18 of the 9. Anybody trying to save any kind of fuel, going to see him run the bottom of the racetrack here. A little bit of net code goes a long way to ruin a race, especially from the front. But hey, you know what? It was interesting. Drivers are ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go green flag racing once again. Oh, maybe not. 25 laps to go. Should be a caution there. The whole field is stacked up. And they're all on the inside lane. There's only 12 trucks out here. Jeff Ryan, Brian Wertman. Yeah, they're parked on the front straightaway here. Yeah, there should be... Yeah, that should be a caution right there. Rack them up again. As they get rolling. We got drivers backwards. Brian Wertman down here. Got to go back and see what happened here. I have to scroll. There's a lot went wrong there on that start of that race. We'll check back in here in just a second if they're still green. Here's what happened. Drivers went to the outside. They peeled off on the inside up there. I'm having a look here, folks. There's the 30 right there got put sideways a little bit. A couple of bumps here. Big checkup. The 5, the 48, and then the field just pretty much gets destroyed there. But we're still green. I'm surprised. Chad Coleman, 38, 22, 87, 49, 88, 60. And they're single file racing right here. Very surprised they didn't throw a caution there. Right now, about 16 drivers all in the mix. Tyler Dalton, Joey Gatna, Simley, the 83 there as well. A lot of drivers separated here. That was kind of shocking to see. Doy Woods back here in 34th. So we'll take a big look at what this field is doing. We're going to go to the blimp view here. There's a 45 and 20. They're running 26th and 27th. Let's check up with Eric Arnold in this little group right here. He's got the 13 leading the 7. That's Sean Anderson. And from 21st on back, Marski is going to be up here as well. It's Mick Marski in the 5-9 up 13. As Simley just ahead, as it does look like the 19 of Tyler Dalton has Joey Gatna behind him. We'll see the 83, the 21, the 77, or the 12. All drivers off the lead lap, I do believe. I do believe the 12 is off the lead lap, just looking through right now. So that's the 19 and 17th. Aiden Barnes right there with Van Scoik. So we do have 17 drivers here with this big lead pack group. There's a 30 to the outside. Wesley Donaldson's there as well. So 2 races within their own. 21 laps to go. I mean, I know we don't want cautions. I know we want to continue to run this thing green, but man, oh man, there's a lot of drivers involved in that. Right now, you're seeing a lot of separation happen. Perry Huggins right here in 33rd. Look at lead lap drivers. I do believe he is the last driver on the lead lap. He is Chad Coleman coming around the front straightaway. Just ahead of him, you're going to see the 3 truck here. Jeff Ryan trying to take up the bottom of the lane. He just stayed predictable. That's where he needed to be. So 33 drivers on the lead lap. Perry Huggins in the 1 truck. Some left side damage here for the race EPI driver. Bobby Wetzel up on the outside lane. Keith Haney there with him. There's EJ O'Rourke in the 41. Coleman down on the bottom side once again. 9 getting shoved. As right now, a lot happening. A lot of drivers coming up pit road right now. This will be 3 wide from second on back. From the second row back. Not apologize about that. Now that outside lane breaking up. The 9 now with a big shove coming from O'Rourke, the 41. Trying to utilize that outside lane's passive speed. Chad Coleman leading on the bottom side. Joe Hudson right behind. You'll see the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. of the 22 of Nelson Rivera behind him. Jason in the 60. Keep messing his name up, so we're not going to try it again. I'm going to ask him. I think he's the only one out here that I absolutely uncertain of. And if I do mess up somebody's name, please, like Mick, if it's Marsk or Marsky, please let me know. And 59 still with some nose damage on that truck, but he's trying to soak up what he can. 18 laps to go. Bumper to bumper. Oh, man. Tap into my wonderful admin out there. Appreciate you very much, Budgie, for being out there. 17 laps to go. Chad Coleman, Bobby Wetzel, make up your front row. Let's go back here. Van Scoik, last driver in this pack here. Tyler Dalton trying to bring this second group back together. As you see Joey Gatna right behind. There's the 21 in tow. 21 off the lead lap. He's the first driver looking for some extra help here. Ron Holyfield still working with the 9, the 19 and the 14. The 21's going to go high here. They get a big shove as they start to separate. Ron Holyfield in 33rd, and it's going to be one. Actually, he's going to be right behind the 5-1 of Justin Fuller in the Justin Fuller right behind this group, the main pack group. Had to come in on 53, had all that damage and went a lap down. Excuse me, folks. I tried to hit the mute button. A little bit of a cough there. But Justin Fuller is one of our D1 driver camps. We appreciate Fuller getting out there running and giving us that camera as well. I want to thank Wesley Donaldson as well. Wesley running about that 11th spot, up 17. Trying to do what he can. A little white knuckle action on those. I tell you what, that's the way I am when it comes to driving in this series. Not just this series, but any kind of. I tell you what, there's some teammates trying to make some things happen there on the outside lane. Wesley Donaldson in a sucker hole, trying to make sure that he doesn't get taken out. Daytona's been a little bit exciting. 15 laps to go. Bobby Wetzel trying to keep that outside lane at bay. There goes the 87 and the 41 together. O'Rourke and Haney. And now they're wrecking on the bottom side. Caution's going to come out for this one. Man. Go see what happened here. Lead back, taken out. Wesley Donaldson involved. Haney involved. So this was the outside lane. Here's a look at what happened. 78 on the inside behind Bobby Wetzel. Oh, we saw that yesterday. That's the second time in 2 days. Oh, my goodness. So this is what I said. Okay. So this happened to Michael Strickland yesterday. Here's the 78 of Barry Stevens. This is the weirdest case of iRacing throwing a roadblock out that you've ever seen. Watch this. This should never have happened. This caution should never have happened. There's a 9 there. 78, little wiggle. It's to the back bumper of the 9. And so I tell you what, Bobby is splitting the seams here. Very lucky. 78 doing a great job. Big run right here. And watch the 78 get kicked back. All of a sudden, right about here, boom. Gets kicked back as if there's an invisible wall that makes him slam on his brakes. Watch this at speed. We're going to back this up. This happened yesterday to Michael Strickland as well. He was running second to the inside lane, and it happened right there. So we'll watch this from the right front cam. Right here. Watch this happen. Little bump there's fine. Watch this thing. Watch it go. Boom. The 22 involved. Nelson Rivera gets taken out. 18 there as well. That is the craziest thing that has ever happened. And they didn't slam on their brakes. They didn't do anything outside of what is the normal draft. Chad Coleman's your race leader. 41 of O'Rourke. That's the second time that's happened that I've seen. RB, I agree. It's got to be yesterday's update, because I'm telling you, 2 days in a row on a super speedway, the trucks, both trucks as well. The craziest thing. Now, I do think there should have been a caution thrown for what happened at the start-finish line prior. That's just the me look overhead looking, right? But that right there should not be a thing. That should not happen. Netcode's going to happen. We're going to see netcode. But that right there is basically the simulator saying, all right, well, that truck quit, and slams it on its brakes or puts it in neutral or puts it wherever it needs to be. And it's the same thing we saw yesterday. There's no way that the 78 and that sense right there, and we can go on the cockpit view just to verify that he didn't miss it, like he didn't jump to neutral or something. Well, it's the second time that we've seen that same thing happen. But I would have heard the engine through what I saw here. So we'll go back to, it was the 78 that had that happen too. This Barry Stevens. Yeah, the Royal Purple truck. I'm sorry for Barry. Watch this. Back up again. Here we go. Let's back up. He's not pegged. Watch him Watch here. Drive. Yeah, like, you see the RPMs happen there. I'm the biggest fan of iRacing, and I'm going to tell you that the RPMs just slam. Watch it happen. Bam. There's nothing he did wrong there. It's like there was an immediate presence that pulled the truck backwards. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with it, but we've ran 60 plus laps, and I'm telling you, that has got to be something that needs to be figured out when it comes to either the super speedways or the truck model that's going on right now. Justin Fuller, last driver on the lead lap. He was your lucky dog last time by, so he does get the free pass, and a lot of drivers looking to make some things happen here. 53 is the last time O'Rourke came to pit road. He's going to be starting outside of Chad Coleman, who's your race leader. 2 times, 2 races. That right there is insane. Daytona and the season opener yesterday, and then Daytona opener here for the WBD Diecast. And it both happened on the back straightaway. They were a little closer to the exit of turn 2. Today, it was more close to the entrance of turn 3 yesterday. And I'm telling you, that was insane. 41, 38, 9, 49. Green flag. Couple of drivers off the lead lap through 32nd. Ron Holyfield back here, maybe hoping for an opportunity to get one of those laps back. He is in the 21 truck right there, running 32nd. Oh, they're wrecking again. 21 needs to keep it clean. He's got to stay off the grass. Oh, man. Caution back out here. Cautions breed cautions at the super speedways. And we'll go back and see what happened here through the gears as drivers try to make that happen. John Anderson. This happened just ahead of him, so we're going to go to the far chase one more time. And we'll pick up what driver it happened to. It was somewhere up here. Oop. Just ahead of Charles. Oh, it was the 39. Find a 39 in all of this. Hayden Barnes right here. Let's take a look. This is getting into turn 1 here, just getting through the gears. 08 bump. 08 bump. 39 bumps him down. 08 trying to push on the 39 there. And that would be Cody Johnson there. Bump there, frees him up, pushes him into the corner, frees him up again, and then a lot happening to take that out. There's the 26 involved again. Was it Gonzalez, who's found himself up front? A lot of drivers trying to keep themselves back in the mix. Man, oh man. Cautions breed cautions here, folks. And I do apologize. I think I muted my mic there. I was off in just a moment. Sitting here trying to deduce what's happening there. A lot happened to make that Make that inside line happen. 99 on pit road. A lot of drivers on pit road just trying to get some of this damage salvaged out of their trucks. Cody Johnson right there giving a nice little shove. Again, we'll go back and take a look. A lot of drivers coming to pit road. And we do have 2 attempts at a green white checkered here tonight. Daytona's been eventful for a lot of drivers. This last caution, just a bad bump, gone sour since the driver up the racetrack. The one prior to that should never have happened. One more time for Cody Johnson here. Drivers try to stop. Drivers try to get where they can. So Johnson on pit road. O'Rourke, your race leader on the outside, was on the outside of the last restart. Chad Coleman should be the next driver there. Joe Hudson in the 49 running the bottom side of the racetrack, keeping that fuel pickup working. Bobby Wetzel's going to be there in that 4th spot, top 5 for John Macklin currently. Charles Van Scoik from the back of the field back to the front of the field, sitting in 7th here. He needed some good luck, and he's getting it. And fortune favors no one, though, at a super speedway, so we'll see what Charles can do here. Tyler Dalton, of course, running right there inside the top 10. Rebounding. Joey Gatna coming off pit road. Gets what damage he can, taking care of a minute 30 on that truck, this time by Mike Kelly coming off pit road as well. Wesley Donaldson coming off pit road. Significant front nose damage, rear damage for the 91. Tommy Ryan coming off pit road. He was had some right front damage. Looks like he's missing the right front quarter panel. Now it looks to be there, just looks to be dented in pretty heavily. Gonzalez running around like a modified. Seeing the 51. Going to get around, get off of pit road. That's Justin Fuller there. A lot of drivers coming off pit road. Barry Stevens on the lead lap here. I take that back. Yeah, Barry Stevens just off the lead lap. So I do apologize about that. 78 involved in the caution prior that sent him backwards. Ron Holyfield looking for, could have had the lucky dog there, but had to go to the grass to avoid being smashed. So he'll have to wait another opportunity here. Wait for another opportunity here. Be the driver that is looking for that next pass. So it'll be 41, 38, 49, 9 on the front 2 rows on the restart here. The 18 of Sean Macklin sits 3rd in the line. 87 of Keith Haney is going to be there as well. To the outside, 3rd row on the restart. We're going to be having at it, folks. I'm telling you what, this one's for the record. Last 2 days for the record books here. We take a look at Barney, a.k.a. Fred. I call him Fred the Flagman. iRacing calls him Barney. We call him the Flintstones. Got some pythons. He's ready to go. He's going to wave that green flag when they get into the restart zone. They're gone. Green flag. It's a lot of trucks out there competing for points. O'Rourke pulls Coleman. Coleman drops down. EJ in the 41. Toyotas make up the top 3. There's the 18 of Sean Macklin. Joe Hudson, first Chevy. Bobby Wetzel still there as well. Has the back bumper to the 18 covered here. As now Van Scoik up 20. Fits in 6th. Works the outside lane. 7 laps to go here at Daytona. And the season opener has been every bit of an eventful as you can ask for. And I'm telling you, it's still, that champagne is still being shaken. I don't think the final cork is popped just yet. 41 to the inside, 38 big push, 9 to the back bumper to the 18. 23 keeping them close on the outside. There is the 49 of Joe Hudson keeping them close on the inside. Caution. Once again. Everybody backing it down here. We'll have to see what happened. Not quite sure. Going through the field here. Something happened. There's Roger in the 52. He looks to be fine. He was coming off pit road. Trying to see what's going on in the back part of the field here. Not quite sure. Not sure. That one might be just a missed caution by me. Let me go up here and take a look. Oh, there's a lot of black flags there. Holy cow. You may have to have cleared the black flags or something. Dakota Long got a black. Let's see. Jorgensen, black flag. Cody Johnson, black flag. The EJ. O'Rourke. No, he was fine. Hayden Barnes had a... Check and see if Hayden had an issue there. He's on pit road. Had a meatball flag on that lap. So let's go back and see if Hayden had an issue. Oh, somebody was ahead of him. Oh, Hayden was trying to brake and it sent him right. Who was that ahead of him? We'll take a look. There's Jeff Ryan there. Who was that? Let's see. Come on now. Forgive me, folks. I'm trying to get some stuff figured out here. Went right up there. Hayden was just trying to stop there. Who that was? It was that. Still can't see who that is. So we are going to go to the static cam. I don't know who that is. Forgive me, folks. I have to maneuver. I was 83. Excuse me. It didn't show me. So it was Mark Schrader here. Let's see what happened. Oh, 7 got to the left rear quarter panel. The back bumper of the 5 gets freed up, comes down, just a little contact. 83 almost gets lifted out of the corner. All right, these things happen. Be lights off on the pace car this time. Bye. Man, oh man. Mr. Fuller, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate you. Oh, man. RB, you saw it last night. Never seen it before. It's crazy. Crazy. All right. We're coming around a complete lap 78. We should have 3 laps to go, I do believe. That's what we have now. So it'll be 2 to go when we go back to green flag racing. So a natural green-white checkered. We have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. So all the gloves are off. That's pretty much what you're seeing. And it's going to happen. It's going to race. They're going to race. They're going to race hard. O'Rourke, Macklin, Coleman, Wetzel. That's going to be your front 2 rows on the restart here. And it's go time. They're going to get across the start-finish line. There's still a ton of drivers on the lead lap, as it would be 31. Cody Johnson, last driver on the lead lap. Justin Fuller back on the lead lap. Got the truck worked on, and they're going to have opportunity. Gonzalez in front of them. Gonzalez still with a whole bunch of nose damage as they're trying to play catch up here. There's Mark Jorgensen, Wesley Donaldson, all right there in that 26-27 spot. There's the 83 of Mark Schrader. 22 spots, the difference here. They're playing catch up out of turn 3. So that's one of the biggest things that you see on this is that every one of these drivers, if you come to pit road, you've pretty much got to give yourself the benefit of the doubt here of being able to get off pit road and be able to catch them out of turn 4. This is a big field, and seeing 48 drivers get out here and put on a show like they did today, and to still see 31 of them still on the lead lap after the cautions, that with the type of caution, not the amount. The amount's going to happen. It's racing. 5, letting some drivers go by. We're green. Race leader O'Rourke, Macklin, Coleman, EJ up to pull Macklin here as we're green for 2 to go. 38-18, 9 to the outside. Charles needs some friends right now. Van Scoik to the middle lane. They're about to be 3 wide coming out of the back straightaway. 9 up to block 9. Or 9 there trying to take the outside lane, trying to make sure that stayed there. 19 go to the outside. EJ O'Rourke, Chad Coleman, big blink from the 18. John Macklin out of it. 49 to the bottom side. Joe Hudson coming. White flag waves. Final lap. Caution's not out. They're racing. It's far from over. Leader crossed the line. And now the race is on. Chad Coleman on the outside. EJ O'Rourke on the inside. Battle for the win. 3 wide as the 18. Sean Macklin to the outside. They're still wrecking back here. Turn 2 still about to be busy. Oh, 18. Oh, they're wrecking. Joe Hudson, J.P. Phillips. Outside lane for Jason in the 60. Joe Hudson clears, makes it clear, finishes out. It was 3rd in line. That's where you want to be to win a race. Joe Hudson wins at Daytona. J.P. Phillips 2nd. And the 60, Jason, I'm going to get a chance to ask him how to pronounce his last name, which is a great opportunity for me. But he comes home, finishes in 3rd. Van Scoik rebounds to 4th. What a good finish for him. Bobby Wetzel looks to be 5th. And there's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to happen as drivers still try to finish this race. Man. STEM 500 delivered today in the WBD Diecast Fall Truck Series season opener here. Race 1, Super Speedway, absolutely killer. As Joe Hudson will celebrate. And I tell you what, caution could have come out before that, but did not. As Joe Hudson goes to make it work. Here's what happens. 3 wide here. Scott Simley. Oh, the 19 came down and gave a big bump. There's Tyler Dalton up there. Tyler Dalton has the outside lane. They're protecting 3 wide with the 9 of Bobby Wetzel here. There's Tyler Dalton right there. Let's take a look. Ooh. So that all just barrels through. And 65 still getting nailed there. But watch out now, 49. This is where the rebound happens. 49 was 3rd inside, now 2nd outside, pushing Chad Coleman. 18's there as well. 41-20, they come around here, turn 3. Oh, they're pushing hard. 41 taken out, O'Rourke taken out right there. Joe Hudson, big shove. Trying to push hard on the 38. Everybody gets free. And that's who gets the victory. Joe Hudson comes home in victory lane. as we'll show you all the race results here, presented by WBD Diecast. Joe Hudson, your winner. J.P. Phillips, second. The 60 comes home third. Vance Squake, fourth. Bobby Wetzel, your top five. Eric Arnold finishes in sixth. Dakota Long rebounds to seventh. Wright, Macklin, Tommy Ryan, your top 10. Kelly Fuller, Donaldson, the next three drivers. Ron Holyfield finishes in 18th. And as the big field continues, Gatna rounds out your top 20. Nelson Rivera finishes 24th. Simley, the last driver on the lead lap, finishes in 27th. Sean Anderson, the first driver off the lead lap. Jeff Ryan finishes in 34th. Friery finishes 36th. Doug Sigmund and a few drivers out of the race earlier, just trying to get out there and continue to compete and complete laps. An absolute blast of a race, and 48 drivers in a field is just insane. It's killer to watch. It's killer to see. And these drivers sure did deliver. We're going to talk to them. We're going to make sure that we do, because man, oh man, put a lot of drivers on this field, and a whole lot happened there. That's for darn sure. We're going to talk to him. He's going to be your race leader. Joe Hudson comes home in victory lane after having a big push, big commitment, and everything just kind of fell the right way tonight for you. You were third inside on the restart there, and that's where I like to be when it comes to a super speedway, because you know chaos is going to happen on the last lap, and tonight it sure did deliver. Joe, congratulations on week one win. Walk me through it.
Thanks a lot. These speedways, anything can happen. This is my third win in Sim 500. They've all been on speedways, and it's all been kind of situational like this, but kind of rode in the back there at the start, trying to stay clean, and then worked our pit strategy where we could make it to the end. That got us some good track position, and I was committed to Chad Coleman there, just going to push him and be happy wherever we came up with. And I have no idea what happened with him and EJ. All I know is like the seas parted and Moses brought it onto the checkered flag.
One of the things that we try to do when you're committed to somebody, you're trying to push, you're trying to do what you can. And tonight, you're up 19 spots. You started 20th today. One of the big factors that we saw tonight, huge field, circumstances to put yourself in position. You can only win a race if you put yourself in position to race. What did you have to do to make those 19 spots gained? The big component here, because I think that is the true story here.
You went back and looked at it, you'd see from probably lap 5 to lap 30, I was 41st.
Yeah, you were in the back. I know you were running back in with Charles. So I know, but I mean, when you get to the point of having to go, what is it? What makes that happen?
For me, on the speedways, I like to just get on the bottom, because I feel you have more of an out, because you know they're going to wreck. And if you're on the bottom, at least you got some room to the left. If you're on the outside, pretty much only got the wall. And it doesn't always work out that way, but it did tonight. And like I said, I was perfectly content pushing whoever was on the bottom and taking what we could get. You never know when you might get lucky. And it's on these speedways, it's always better to be lucky than good.
Well, you know what? Tonight, luck was on your side then, but you're still committed, and you still had to finish the race. You were there, man. Congratulations on the first win of the WBD Diecast Truck Series here for Sim 500. Week one is in the books, man, and you get the first victory. That's what's even more killer about it. Joe, give you shout outs, man. Victory lane is yours.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody at Sim 500. A lot of great drivers, a lot of new drivers tonight. It's been a very trying week for me. I have a 92-year-old mother that had a stroke on Monday and was in the hospital with her the last 2 days, and got her home today. So she's lost most of her memory, but I guess maybe she had enough memory to jump in here and help me get this thing to victory lane tonight. So this one's for my mom, and thank you guys for the broadcast, and we'll try it again next Wednesday. I'm a point leader for a week. How about that?
I like it. Kansas next week, and that one's going to be fun. I think Kansas is going to be a favorite track next week. This week we have Daytona Tuesday, Wednesday. Next week I have Kansas Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's nothing wrong with that. I like it. It's my hometown track. So Joe, go celebrate. Congratulations and thoughts with your with of course your mother. And we pray for. I know 91 is a well-lived age, but keep around a little bit longer. We want to see her see you win some more races.
Well, I'm worried sick about her, but like I said, 92. It's been a good run for her, and just thanks again. And man, I hadn't won in so long. I just feels good. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Go hug your mom for me. And
all right, have a great night.
You too, Joe Hudson and his mom in Victory Lane today. We love it. We appreciate it. And thank you very much to Joe and thoughts with your mom as well. We are going to talk to your P2 finisher. It's going to be JP Phillips. He is absolutely got to be ecstatic after kind of the race that was transpiring earlier and all the things that you had to go through. Walk me through it. Congratulations on a P2 tonight.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Yeah. I am super stoked. Actually, the first laps I've put in these trucks in probably a year and a half was about 8 o'clock tonight. So to come out here with second was awesome. But yes, they tried to beat the back bumper off this thing. Every caution, I think I got run over. We spun through the tri-oval down pit road and then got caught up in that one weird restart where I think I literally stopped at the start finish line and we didn't get a caution flag. So yeah, I was pretty ecstatic to be up there on that last restart, and my intentions was just to stay on the yellow line and just go and see what happened. So great race, really excited, love running with these guys. So I ran the Xfinity series with them, or am running the Xfinity series with them. So a lot of these same guys running that, and super competitive, great fields, and it makes for a lot of fun.
You had 48 trucks tonight. When's the last time we saw a 48 truck field?
I don't know that I've ever been in a 48 truck field. So, and I think there was still a bunch of them running at the end of the race too, wasn't they? I think I seen 38, 39.
Yeah, 27 drivers on the lead lap.
Exactly.
And then 38 of them had not called it quits yet. So that's a field.
That is a field. That is pretty unbelievable racing. And all in all, with that many trucks on the track like that, I think it went spectacularly well. So.
You know what? I can't complain. We saw uniqueness. We saw a whole lot happen tonight. When it came to that caution that you were talking about, I completely agree when it comes to that should have been a caution. Just the amount of trucks that were backwards and sideways and how many were stopped in the middle of the race. Those things happen. But at the end of the day, I mean, you've got to think about your strategy to stick to the yellow line. I like being exactly where Joe was at, fifth in the standings, third on the inside on the restart, because normally what happens, and to commit to that bottom line, that takes a lot.
It does. I had really just sort of settled in there. I was okay where I was at. I was happy to be at that point, and I thought, and it almost worked out. I thought if they spun, they'd all spin high, and I could just turn it to the left and get underneath of them, and that's what I did, and it almost worked out. Joe just got just a little better, got through that a little cleaner with a little better run than I did. So I'm pretty excited with the way it ended up.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all. Yeah. JP, congratulations on a P2. I know that these guys are absolutely. I'm so happy to see what this season is going to bring. I mean, this was an insane race. 2 days in a row that I've watched the brick wall come out in front of her driver, and 2 days in a row for Daytona that we've watched just absolute anarchy come out and put up a phenomenal ending to a race as well. So I'm normally not a fan of the super speedways because of just sometimes it can bring out the tempers, but today it brought out entertainment and you're part of it.
Yep. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, man. Give a shout out.
Oh yeah, actually, big shout out to Tommy Ryan. He's helped me a lot through this, and in another series, we run a lot together. We practice a lot together, and that dude's super fast, and he has made me that much faster. So appreciate that, and all the guys that put this on for Sim 500. Great race, and thank you guys for putting this out there so everybody can watch it.
It is a great time to be alive at iRacing, that's for sure. JP, much love. We'll see you next week at Kansas.
All right, thanks, guys.
You too. That's JP Phillips. He comes home P2. We'll let him jump down. I probably should talk to Jason because I want to pull him up. I want to pull him up. I hope you weren't talking. I got to pull you up because you finished third. Sorry. Jason, are you there? Jason, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, brother. P3 finished tonight. The number 60. I was following you. One, we share a like name. My name is Jason. Your name is Jason. How do you say your last name? So I stopped screwing it up.
It's Karlavage.
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 Yeah, I'm way worse than that. You'll see me say it 4 different times tonight. My last name is Followwell, so think about it. I like to get names right. So say it one more time for me. It's the third time you'll say it.
We got it. It's Karlavage.
Okay. All right. We got a P3 finish tonight. You just had to tuck and hold and elbows up and make sure that you cleared. Walk me through the finish, man.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Eric Arnold there. He stuck with me. We were back there around like 14th, 16th, with the white flag, and we lost some track position. Then wreck happened, and we just stuck together and were able to, push each other back up to the front and have a shot there at the end. And then when that wreck happened in 3 and 4, I lifted a little bit, kicking myself. I stayed flat out. Might have been able to sneak out second there, but just happy to have something go right. Got caught up in a few wrecks early, and thought my day was done a couple times. Was able to get a lot of damage fixed. A lot of cautions came out fortunately, and yeah, just worked out there at the end.
Tell you what, super speedways, they show up and everybody gets to throw down. It's I call it the crapshoot of races. You never know what the dice are going to land on. But to commit yourself into this that tandem, especially when you know there's so much that's going to happen in front of you. And we're watching the run back here with the 31 and behind you with them with having to commit to that spot. And you see everything happening in front of you. Do you just have to know? You just have to be like, all right, I have to continue to go. He almost stuck it out with you. But yeah, what's the mindset when you see all that happen in front of you and you're just like, all right, we just got to keep going?
Yeah, it really depends on, the point in the race. Obviously they're at the end. It's pretty much anything goes. We're just trying to dodge the wrecks and get as many positions as possible there. So, yeah, I was trying to make my bumper a little wide on Eric there when I knew he was coming up on me. I wasn't sure if he was going to stick with me or just try to pass me and, pick off a position. So, he decided to stay with me. And then once he was with me, yeah, I was just, throttling it, trying to get to the front as quick as possible. I knew there was probably going to be a wreck. So there was still a shot there at the end, and yeah, there was a couple wrecks. So got really fortunate to get through that first one. I was right in the middle of it. I think it happened right next to me. So just fortunate to make it through that one, and then yeah, just appreciate the help. Appreciate Aftermath Motorsports. Everyone there worked really well together tonight. We were up there at the start of the race for quite a while and had a good track position until we got caught up in a wreck. While I think we were the lead pack at that point when a couple lappers got wrecked ahead of us and we got caught up in it. So yeah, just a wild race. Hope it was entertaining, but yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was just like yesterday. We had 2 Daytonas back to back in the trucks. We saw the complete brick wall come out from the second row back again today, like we did yesterday. We saw some good cautions, some good wrecks, some bad cautions, and then just an epic finish. And it was a ton of fun to watch, man. So congratulations. Absolutely thrilling. Kansas next week. It's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, appreciate having you on board for broadcasting these races. Looking forward to going back and watching this one tomorrow. Appreciate WBD Diecast for sponsoring the series and putting on another series for us here in the fall coming up. And yeah, just that was a fun race. Looking forward to Kansas. I like that track, like those non-super speedway races. So looking forward to getting back to those.
It's going to be fun. Any more shout outs you need to give? It's your time, brother.
Yeah, appreciate Speedway Collective being back on board for another series here, and Sim 500 for having us. Been having a blast in this league since last year, and just happy to start off the series strong, and hoping we can carry that momentum into next week.
Big points night. That's what matters most. Jason, much love to you. We will see you next week. Go and celebrate your third.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
I'll throw you back down to the post race. There he is, and the 60 comes home. We will be practicing. I've written his name down, so we'll be practicing that so that I get it right, so I can say it fast, and that's because it's going to happen. Karlovic is going to be your P3 finisher. Phillips in second. Biggest mover of the race, Eric Arnold, the driver that helped push the 60 forward. He finishes 39 spots to the advantage, finishes sixth. Scott Simley finished up positive 32. Dakota Long, 34 spots gained. Vance Quake up 22. Jason up 19. Joe Hudson up 19. JP Phillips finishes, a positive 5. That was a race. It was a race for the ages, and it was a ton of fun to watch. Thank you to the Sim 500 crew. Remember to get out there and support Sim 500 by going to sim500.com. Check out their Facebook and YouTube channel, Facebook and social media channels out there. Also, make sure that you go and you get a hold of Wesley Donaldson of the WBD Diecast. There's links on the Sim 500 website, sim500.com, to be able to check them out. Also, you can find them on all of your social medias. And get out there and make sure you buy from that guy, because I'm telling you, he does a phenomenal job. One of the best custom diecast creators out there. And he will make sure to take care of you. Go and if you need a diecast, you need to purchase the blank front, or the I forget what it's called. Wesley, you're gonna have to correct me. Go and purchase the blank from Charles at Goat Racing Diecast. Then have that shipped over to Wesley. Wesley will create your custom diecast, and I'm telling you, he does a phenomenal job. He really does. It's going to be a ton of fun to see what this drivers do. Tomorrow night, Xfinity Series for the Signature Esports Xfinity Series presented by Cool Dog and all the fine folks over there. We're going to be running Bristol tomorrow night, so the only super speedway that we don't have this week is tomorrow night with the short track racing for the for our Xfinity Series. Thank you to NC811.org. Thank you to Sim 500. Thank you, of course, to Wesley. Thank you to all of our sponsors, affiliates, and partners. Of course, thank you to Lunatic Designs for giving us all of our countdown to green. Thank you to Budgie for being the best and most reliable person next to Jess and the kids in my life, for being out there as our wonderful, wonderful admin and moderator across the platforms. Thank you to all the viewers, all the new followers, all the new subscribers on YouTube. Consider hitting that notification bell to let you know when to go live to watch all of our races that we do. A lot of coverage across the iRacing platform, and it is one of the coolest things that I get to do. It makes a little extra money at night, but I'm going to tell you this much. If it weren't for me being an advocate for iRacing, if it weren't for me being such a fan of this simulator, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I'd do with my nights. I'd probably play in World of Warcraft and and not doing anything else. So these drivers put on a phenomenal show tonight. One caution that it probably should have been a caution. That outside of that, there's this race was good. I have no complaints outside of that. So don't take my word for it. There's probably a reason why it didn't come out. I just think it probably should have been a caution. But that's my race, like in my heart. As a racer, I'm like, ugh. But it happens, that's the way it is. Let's run through some stats real quick when it comes to this racing event. There were only six cautions tonight for a total of the 18 laps, 36 different lead changes. Most laps led, I believe, was 16 laps by Chad Coleman, if I'm not mistaken. Looking real quick one more time just to be verifiable here. Yeah, Chad Coleman, 16 laps led, so he does have that. Tommy Ryan, fastest lap of the race, a 45.677. Fastest speeds on the racetrack, 201 miles an hour in the draft, and that is insane to see. Phenomenal race, and we appreciate everybody being out there. Thank you so much for being a part of our platform. Be good, be safe, be kind to one another. Joe Hudson gets the first victory here in the Sim 500 Fall Truck Series presented by WBD Diecast and all of us over here at Signature Esports. Be good, be safe. We'll see you in the next one.